GG's the Daughters, hyenas, scuba divers who learn from scuba. Steve was criminal, y'all. I rock with the King X. Don't forget the Kennedy doing his million march right here on YouTube. Dundada, we conducting ourselves the most highest. Dundada, life what you make it. You can't love it, you can't hate it. It's gonna be simply what you make it. Dundada, we gonna stay more aware than ever. Dundada, you heard Dundada. We in the elevator. Who's elevated? God's elevator on the way to the top. God chose you because he knew he could trust you. You God's best kept secret. You heard? And you qualify. So clap for yourself because you qualify to be in all the rooms. They say you didn't qualify to be you qualified. I'm saying you just got to get more aware than never. That's just what it is, GG. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of niggas is calling Big Meech a rat. You know what I'm saying? They're saying that Big Meech need to speak up. That Big Meech finally break his silence. Big Meech breaks his silence. For all the people who thought that Big Meech wasn't going to break his silence, that thinking Big Meech was going to stay quiet. Nah, he broke his silence. He's staying more aware than ever. Big Meech says he don't regret shit. He don't regret shit that he done in life. His life. He lived his life to the fullest, that he wanted to be a legend, that he became a legend, that his legacy is he already made his legacy. That life, that segment of his life's already over with, so he's gonna keep going up, and then this is how you post the thing, you know what I'm saying? This is how you post the thing.
Even a quarter of the degree of legal understanding that you have now. Would you have done anything differently when you were running around?
When I was running around in the street? Well, no, to be honest, that would mean to probably, I can't say to tone myself down or nothing like that, because then I wouldn't be being me. What you seen in me running around and doing everything the way I did it, that's the real me. And
it's like they want him to apologize to Southwest T, because they feel like Southwest T feels like, yo, Big Meech got the boys on his radar, but the boys the feds never really actually tapped one of Big Meech's phones. They really never got a line tap for Big Meech. So Southwest T feels like, yo, you put all these bulletin boards off you don't want that thing, you don't want that got us hot, all the flashiness, all the going out, keep throwing money, keep doing this, keep doing that, it was your fault, but it's no one's fault, and at the end of the day, if you telling him that does he have regrets or can he change it, that means that you want him to be humble. How can a nigga be humble with that much money? How can a nigga be humble when he's living his life? How can a nigga be humble when he's doing what he got to do and he's actually doing it? It's different, bro. They just trying to humble him down.
In a lifetime, I can't think of too many men or women that get to be themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you before, I am the man that I always wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm him. I'm a living legend. I'm what I always wanted to be. It's just too much time.
He don't want to be no Young Jeezy. He ain't trying to be no rapper. He ain't trying to be no Jay-Z, nigga. Jay-Z what, nigga? Jay-Z got one fucking Maybach, He pulled up with two of them bitches, You know what I'm saying? And it's not about money, but it's who he is, That's a regular day in life for him, This ain't no music video shoot, That he's trying to shoot a video, This is just regular life, And regular life, it is what it is, GG. You know what I'm saying? That's just a regular day for Big Meech, His Maybachs, all that shit, all the action, all that shit, That's a regular day in life for him, But you know what I'm saying? Y'all do that when it's music video time, Y'all get all freshy, do all that, put on your chain, do all this shit, because it's music video. This is just a regular day for him, You heard?
Time for a first time non-violent offender. I can't point at the mistakes that brought me down because they brought me down on my brother's indictment. You know what I'm saying?
If you had...
What's good, y'all? It is Monster Man.
You heard that, You heard that? He got brought. He said, I can't say nothing that actually brought me down because I got brought down from my brother's indictment, This is straight out Big Meech's mouth, Straight up. Big Meech speak his silence, like it's supposed to be.
And so Big Meech spoke about his experience, and he said he don't have no regrets because he was living the way he wanted. And that's a big talk, man, because to be honest, man, most of us not living how we actually want. Because the dream life that we always desire, the life that we have in our brain and we wish to live, many times we're not living it, man. With the type of money Big Meech was playing around with and how he was living all he wanted, man. He got that freedom and that power. Many people will never experience that in their life, man. Most people will just live a life that the system designed for them, man. Most people not calling the shots for them whole life, man. Most people's calling more shots
I hope Big Meech seen the world, the dada. To have all that power, the dada, not use it all the way, the dada. I hope Big Meech seen the world and all that shit, the dada.
for other people's life than their own life, living someone else's life more than their own life, trying to tell people what to do. So Big Meech was an example of someone who was living the life he wanted. And that's what I wish for everyone, man, to live the life you actually wanted. You might be a better person, man, for real. Because many times you see people behaving some way, man.
At least the court system won't believe that shit that you won't be a better person. The court system ain't gonna believe that shit, GG. They not, the dada. That's a motherfucking fact. They're gonna say what it is. So yeah, so niggas still come out with the allegation. So he finally speaks. Big Meech speaks. He don't regret shit that he done. He don't regret his life. You know what I'm saying? He's free. He wanted to be free, and that's okay.
Versus everybody. It ain't no damn Detroit thing, bro. It ain't no Detroit versus everybody. You not even from Detroit, Dogface. You from Pontiac. Them OGs from Detroit already exposed that you not from Detroit, but you always in Detroit business, bro. When it comes to their politics, and then you get to talk.
Yo, niggas is talking about that Dogface dude, because that Dogface dude, he's over here slandering Big Meech thing. He keeps saying that he's still saying that Big Meech is a rat, Niggas like, who is this nigga? He don't speak for Detroit, There's not one Detroit nigga that's actually speaking. So he's saying this is some off-brand nigga from the outer city, You know what I'm saying? From the counties and shit like that. He don't even know what the fuck he be talking about, the Dogface dude, So why the fuck is he keep mentioning Big Meech, Big Meech, spoke himself. As you can see, Big Meech just called it, He spoke himself, So a lot of people say, oh, this Big Meech shit, You know what I'm saying? It's far from scarce, You heard, Dogface, You gotta play, nigga, Dogface, Who the fuck are you, Dada? You different, bro. You different, Dogface, We gonna have to get right with you.
As if you the voice of Detroit. You are not the voice of Detroit, bro. You definitely not the voice of Detroit, bro. Stop the cap. You're not gonna fool me, nigga. You can fool these other people, because I interviewed you before. You know what I'm saying? I interviewed you before, and you know what you told me, bro. Yeah, man. He'd be like, he want to be in Big Meech spot. He think like, oh yeah, he was a hustler. This Dogface dude, he want to be in Big Meech spot. He's a hustler. You know, he want his life.
Everybody wants to be in someone's spot, That's why you gotta watch it, You gotta watch it with them, You gotta fucking watch it, Cause niggas want to be the captain of your ship, Like, nigga, you don't even do this, How you trying to be like this and you ain't even about this, Don't you understand? You're not about this.
Rights to be a movie. You know what I'm saying? This what the dude Dogface want. He want his life rights to be a movie. He want people to campaign him. It's kind of like the dude Supreme Jr. Remember Lil Supreme? You know, when he came out on the internet talking about some, oh, why y'all praising Big Meech? But my uncle just came home. What? What type of hating ass shit is that?
Who's his uncle?
What type of hating ass shit is that? But what these people be doing, bro. They forever hate. They like at the end of the day, Big Meech did what 19 years, and he's still incarcerated. The man is on house arrest. Big Meech is still incarcerated. He on house arrest, gang. Do you know that? Right? So
and
people talking about, oh, he didn't do all his time. He's still doing time to this day, right?
And niggas swear to motherfucking God. Niggas is swearing to motherfucking God that this nigga's out. He need to be speaking that he's out. Let him speak, motherfucker. Why the fuck do he want to speak? Or he needs to clear up his name. Why would he clear up his name and make a mistake get himself in more trouble for some shit that's understandable? You know know what I'm saying? Some people just don't have to understand it. They don't just understand certain shit. Some confusing shit that can get you. Now, fuck what I talking shit. Let him finish off his bit. Let him do what he's doing. Niggas just want, you know what I'm saying? But guess what? He did speak out. Big Meech did speak out.
Hey, now, that man ain't free. Go look at the BOP. Go look at the BOP website and you'll see, bro. You know? No, for sure. Real gangsters never talk on the phone. Real gangsters never even open their camera. Yeah, that's a fact, bro. That's a fact. And that's what Dogface is trying to portray, that he's a real gangster. Then he go get these other dudes who done time, and then they talking in circles and riddles and shit, talking that penitentiary talk, when in reality, bro, you are reading paperwork from the Tammy situation in Cuffy, right? But that whole case got thrown out. Do you realize that? So why are you reading something that case that's not even why that dude Cuffy is in jail? Not to mention, bro.
Wow.
It's another big thing, right? So Big Meech, he like Cuffy is alluding to the fact that why was he not indicted on that Suarez and Cuffy and Big Meech, that whole little communication? Why wasn't Big Meech indicted, right? And that's what he trying to make people believe and, you know, play these games and shit like this, right? But, bro, Cuffy was on Magic paperwork, his brother, BMF Magic, right? As well as another BMF member back in like 2007, right? They listed him as a kingpin. They didn't say that Cuffy was BMF. They said that Cuffy Gatlin was with the Cuffy organization, right? They also said that he moved 1,200 bricks, bro. 1,200 bricks, right? Valued at $25 million. So why wasn't you indicted, Cuffy? Why wasn't you indicted then, bro? If you moved 1,200 bricks and that's valued at $25 million, why wasn't you indicted in 2007 with the BMF case? Why wasn't you indicted? See, these are the type of questions that I know these idiots don't want to ask because they going to get the answer that they don't want to hear. Then they can't push their narratives anymore. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about, bro. These guys, all they want to do is push narratives, make people believe this, believe that. But believe me, bro, I got my own mind. Ain't nobody finna convince me of no shit when I got common sense. I know common sense ain't coming, but I got enough sense to know that they trying to make Big Meech look a certain way because they not in on these deals. Big Meech, I don't care if Big Meech don't got no money right now, which I don't believe. You got to be stupid if you think that Big Meech ain't got no money right now, bro.
And niggas been living good their whole motherfucking life, This is what it is. Niggas been living good their whole motherfucking life. Now you niggas are saying that someone's broke because they're not doing the same thing they used to be doing, But nigga, they eating the same meals. They still got a home, They still live. They still, you know what I'm saying, doing what they doing, How the fuck by any means they broke, No, nigga, they just not blessing motherfuckers no more. They've been blessing niggas their whole life, They've been blessing the whole country. They've been blessing all these niggas. They just not blessing you, so you feel like they not standing on point because they're not blessing you, You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy that niggas that we stressing because we want to give someone else a blessing. That's different. How the hell you nigga that shouldn't even be stressed, but real niggas stress when they giving out blessings, you know what I'm saying? Because you want to give out so many blessings, and that's what it is. And Meech been giving out blessings since, come on, bro. So what makes you think because he ain't giving you a blessing doesn't mean that he ain't fucking up or he ain't taken care of? Come on, bro. Imagine that.
The man was moving 50 million a month, bro. You know how many favors? You remember what was that song? I think it was Rick Ross. He said, what did he say? Chapo owe me 100 favors.
Noriega.
He said Noriega. He said the real Noriega owe me 100 favors. Bro, let's just take the name Noriega out of there and put that name to a lot of these street dudes all across America that was doing business with Big Meech back in the day. That Big Meech never told on. Big Meech stayed solid. They was never in his damn court paperwork, or their names was never revealed. But them guys was able to transition and probably own businesses now. Real estate, bro. You don't think they smacking that man's hand? Because if they not, they damn fools. Let me say that. If they not, they damn fools. But this another thing, bro. What you gonna say when Tammy played the recording with his voice on it? Well, play the recording.
Play it already.
If they play a recording, I'm gonna say, damn, that's messed up. If they play a recording,
but they don't got
Big Meech is on there talking about, yo, go set up Cuffy, go set up Suarez, bro, and she got a recording like that, bro. What you want me to do? Say, oh no, that recording fake? It's AI? I'm not gonna say none of that. I'm gonna say that's messed up. Big Meech went outside, but right now, bro, you and I haven't heard no damn recording. That's all hearsay. Just like it was supposed to be a recording that supposed to came out a few days ago with 42 Doug and Dogface on the phone. Where the hell is that recording at? Right? Where's that recording? Why they ain't put that shit out yet when Big Meech is getting questioned about
Dogface, your boy Dogface, your boy Dogface, he don't want it with the 4-2s, that nigga better be careful, he's sticking his nose up in Detroit business, Them niggas gonna be on his heels, because he's over here stirring shit up that he don't know nothing about, What makes him, such a Cuffy fan,
but the dude Bebe, and then Big Meech hangs up the phone. What the fuck is that recording at? Because 50 Cent posted and said that one was coming up.
That it did come out. It did come out. Now we have a new recording. Now we got a new recording. Just in case y'all didn't hear it. Just in case y'all didn't hear, we're gonna play it again. Just in case y'all didn't hear, we're gonna play it again. Just in case y'all didn't hear, we're gonna play that shit again.
Even a quarter of the degree of legal understanding that you have now. Would you have done anything differently when you were running around?
When I was running around in the street? Well, no, to be honest, that would mean to probably, I can't say to tone myself down or nothing like that, because then I wouldn't be being me. What you seen in me running around and doing everything the way I did it, that's the real me. And I think in a lifetime, I can't think of too many men or women that get to be themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you before, I am the man that I always wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm him. I'm a living legend. I'm what I always wanted to be. It's just too much time for a first time non-violent offender. I can't point at the mistakes that brought me down because they brought me down on my brother's indictment. You know what I'm saying?
If you had...
You heard that? They brought me down from
my man. So Big Meech.
They brought me down from my brother's indictment. So nah, he don't regret nothing. Flashing the billboards, like that's what made him Big Meech. So without the billboards, no one would have even knew who he was. So but that could be a downfall too. That could be a downfall too. That's a fact.
No circumstances can you call somebody a snitch without proof. Despite the many blogs and people who would claim to have proof either way, 50 would ultimately place his faith in 1090 Jake to be the final say in the matter, posting on his Instagram that Meech was in trouble because Jake had the files. This would have everybody lined up to hear what Jake had to say about the situation, and he would lead many to believe that he had found the end-all be-all when he released his blog titled Big Meech vs. 50 Cent, the full paperwork party. In this vlog, Jake would pretty much present all of the same paperwork that everyone else presented. And while he would never directly call Meech a snitch, the comment section of the video will reflect the opinions of the masses, which was that Jake had found a very subtle way to side with 50. Today, we will look over a different set of paperwork, one that has seemingly been overlooked, but one that also gives a different yet clear-cut outlook. When it comes to paperwork parties, you can't just read a page or.
Alright, GG. Yeah, that's Terry. Now y'all keep reading Big Meech's paperwork. Now we're gonna read Terry Flenory's, and Terry Flenory's paperwork shows that Big Meech did not do a third party corroboration. You know what I'm saying? And it shows that they did not rat you know what I'm saying? And Dogface, I don't know who's Dogface they from Detroit, not Detroit, but Michigan. I don't know what's going on in Michigan. I don't know why Dogface has this vendetta against fucking thing. Sean G, he just happened to be a nigga that thought that he knew it, and he got played, Sean G's a nigga who got played. You could tell he got played, and you know what I'm saying? He been lied to, but Sean G, he just keep going. He's going to keep going, because he kind of believes what the fuck Cuffy is telling him, for some odd reason, he believes what Cuffy's telling him, you know what I mean? Let's not forget his probation doesn't, you know what I'm saying? So that's different right there. That's different right there. Nigga said you sound stupid. Meech did fucking line up Cuffy. Where's the proof at? Sean G's reading Cuff's paperwork every day. Meech paperwork is bad. You think Rick Ross know the real Noriega? No, nigga. What the fuck for the real Rick Ross? The real Rick Ross, right? Because the fake Rick Ross, what the fuck? He said he just trying to diss Nori. He said, I know Noriega, the real Noriega. He owed me 100 favors. Like, why the fuck you dissing Nori, nigga, if your name is Rick Ross? Like, Nori stole his name. So you diss Nori trying to say Nori stole his name. But at the end of the day, you nigga, get real, bro. Get real. You think he don't? The real Noriega? You don't know the real Noriega. Why the fuck would the real Noriega fuck with a fucking correctional officer, nigga? Get your shit together, bro. A nigga that was a correctional officer, they whole fucking life, like, what is this, This is a power movie? Like, what is this? This is a movie, like, what you think this is? Training Day, Like, do you actually think this is fucking Training Day? You actually think that niggas, big ass fucking cartel niggas, the real Noriega's going off Rick Ross, Rick Ross was the correctional officer, and he actually fucking fucks with this nigga and let him sit at the table and do all this shit, after the fact. I don't think life goes down like that, I think either you're born into this shit or you're sworn into this shit. And the niggas who born into this shit, sometimes they get a little, you know what I'm saying? They get T-food spent, but the niggas who actually, you know what I'm saying? The niggas who sworn into this shit, they be a little bit more gritty, should I say, because niggas see what they about, they're like, yo, they got it in them. I like his potential with certain shit that they think. So the nigga who sworn into shit and niggas who born into shit. Not no nigga who just, you know what I'm saying? But unless he's just the big ass cartel and he was fucking actually feeding the whole jail system and he was fucking bringing drugs into the whole fucking jails and he actually was breaking shit off and he was doing all that. But they didn't say that's who Rick Ross is. That's not who Rick Ross is. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact.
For a section. If you really want to know what's going on, you have to study the case. On November 19th, 2007, at 10:29 a.m., Terry Flenory.
Bro, it's not even knowing the history of a nigga, It's just true facts, Bro, you start, when you in the streets, people, when you in the streets, you could get into the streets later on in life, but when you in the streets, either you're in the, like I said, you're born into the shit, you're sworn into the shit. And there's niggas who sworn into the shit, niggas who born to it, they born to it at birth, nigga. They fathers doing it, they seeing it, they see everything that's going on, they people doing it, everything that's going on. They automatically on point, they already getting to all this shit, The niggas who sworn into this shit, they've been doing this shit since they was like 8-10 years old. They moms probably fucking using, their moms using, these people's using. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's a bunch of different situations. It's a bunch of different situations going on. That makes you sworn to, that you happy to see. And you're like, yo, what the fuck? And put this fucking, it store different traits in you to understand this shit. Or you could have just been living outside. Or you could have been, or your mom could have been a house in Section 8. She could have had a good household. But you just outside with the neighborhood. The streets happened to raise you. You was raised from the corner. Everything you got, everything you was taught. You got it from the curb. You know what I'm saying? And when you put your ear to the curb, then that shit talks, and it never spoke Rick Ross's name. Let's be honest, y'all think y'all know Rick Ross, nigga? You do, relax, bro. Fuck you talking about, nigga? Any nigga, like, what the fuck? He could have been his name, da-da. He could have been who he is, da-da. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you talking about? He could have been whoever the fuck his name was, da-da, and came up, da-da. Nobody, no actual nigga, big ass nigga, da-da, unless they showing them just genuine respect, da-da. No actual niggas gonna name themselves after a nigga who don't want you to name themselves after them, da-da. And then you blatantly gonna call this nigga a snitch, but you named yourself after him. Now you gonna call this man a snitch, and you couldn't say this, and you gonna, all right, bet. That's what you do, da-da. All right.
AKA Southwest T's attorney, appeared in court for a status hearing. There had been major developments in this case in the last 48 hours, and with his eyes set on trial, his attorney wanted to be on top of any new discovery issues or supplements. Accompanying T's counsel were the attorneys of several of his co-defendants, including Brian Garrett, Benjamin Smith, Wayne Joyner, and David Solomon. The clerk. Now calling case number 0580955, United States of America versus Terry Flenory. Will counsel please identify themselves for the record? The court. Wait a minute. Go ahead. Miss Eisen, good morning, Your Honor. Dawn Eisen, Michael Leibson, and Julie Beck for the government. Mr. Daniel, good morning, Your Honor. William Daniel and James Daniel on behalf of Terry.
Yo, bro, this is what it is. Jonathan Shorter. If you want to come up here, you want to educate us, and give us history on Rick Ross, come right ahead, Come right ahead. I allow you to come and join, and you know what I'm saying, and join up, you know what I'm saying? Join up, you know what I'm saying? You could join up right there. You could join up right there, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You could join up right there, and you could give us. Come up here, slide up, y'all want to slide up, whoever want to slide up, give their opinions, on the Ross, on who you think Rick Ross, and Rick Ross, you don't know who Rick Ross is, We know who the fuck Rick Ross is, He's hugging Diddy, He's over there with Diddy, on the Diddy, on the night. Come on, bro, let's get right, Let's get a little bit focused on real reality, There's niggas who's actually there, and there's niggas who actually not, You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And you could be a person who makes money, You could be a person who makes money, but just not all the way about that, You know what I'm saying? And that's a fact. I guess they don't want to give us Rick Ross history.
Flenory, the court. Daniels for Terry Flenory. Mr. Daniels, slow up, everybody. Can you all sit down? Daniels for Terry Flenory? Yes, correct, Your Honor. Okay, go ahead. Mr. Kaplovitz. Ryan Kaplovitz on behalf of Wayne Joyner.
How, what you mean? He's the biggest hustler legally? Like, how is Rick Ross the biggest hustler in the game right now, nigga? Like, how the fuck is Rick Ross the biggest? I can tell you this, that Rick Ross, he learned some shit from the hustlers that was around him. You know what I'm saying? Buying wing stops, doing all this shit. You know what I'm saying? He knows a couple people that used to do that, so he did it, Like, he took a little bit of fucking note out of their book, So I ain't gonna say Rick Ross, ain't on his pivot, but this is what it is, Rick Ross, his whole life, paid his bills, with legit money that he made from a check. From a check, a 9 to 5, His whole life, Rick Ross always paid his bills with legit money, You're no street hustler, nigga. If you ain't spending, if you ain't never paid your bills, with drug money, or money that you made from the streets, or whatever type of hustling you're doing that you're making in the streets, If you're paying rent with street money and you're buying utensils with street money, this Rick Ross went and brought a gun or whatever the gun that he got protected in his crib or whatever the case may be. He brought that shit with legit check money, He didn't go make a hustle play, and brought a strap from the streets or did this. He's not that, Let's be honest. Let's just be honest. That's not what's going on here, So, you know what I'm saying? Don't praise a dude that he ain't doing that, You know what I'm saying? And it ain't okay if he's not doing that. But don't make it seem like he's doing that so everybody could go and have an idea like, oh shit, Rick Ross is out there hustling. He's the biggest hustler in the fucking game right now. Nigga, no the fuck he ain't doing 90 illegals. Y'all better not go try to be Rick Ross, because Rick Ross ain't selling fucking work. Nigga, he's rapping work. You know what I'm saying? Rapping, not really rapping. I'm rapping, like, you know what I'm saying? Words.
Mr. Gurewitz, Harold Gurewitz on behalf of David Solomon. The court, Solomon? Gurewitz, yes, Your Honor. The court, go ahead. John McManus on behalf of Brian Garrett. Sidney Craisman on behalf of Benjamin Smith. The clerk.
And just in case you don't know what was happening, you get a little heads up. This is Terry Flenory's paperwork. We're going through Terry's paperwork. Terry, we're skimming through it. We're skimming through it. That's what we are.
And Doug Mokoff on behalf of, I called their office, but there was no Mokoff for who? Kim Williams. Court, all right. Where's the other Demetrius? Clerk. He's going to plea. Court.
All right. Rick Roll was a correctional officer for 8 months. Okay, Nah, we're not trolling. We're talking real life situation. He was a correctional for 8 months. All right. But before that, he went to school. And before that, he was going to school. And before that, he finished school. You know what I'm saying? What nigga that you understand that's in the streets actually, and I'm not trying to say that all niggas is dumb, because you know what I'm saying, niggas finish school all the day, everywhere. That's real niggas that finish school every day. But the niggas who's actually outside, niggas, they get to the point that they ain't going to school. They're getting too much money for the school. They're not about to be pulling up to school, driving to fucking school, getting up at 7 in the morning to drive to school, nigga, when they got a place to make to. You know what I'm saying? They got to pay for certain shit. They already getting money. They doing certain shit. Maybe they will go to school, but they going to school and they leaving school. You know what I'm saying? This dude actually had his head on his shoulders. Mom made him go to school every motherfucking day. His attendance was perfect. He had a perfect attendance. What kind of street shit is he doing if he have a perfect attendance? Nigga, you're in school. Like them people, like you go to school, bro. You wake up and you go to school, nigga, and after school, nigga, you want to be a CEO, so you're hanging with other CEOs, but your boy's probably in the streets, but you going to school, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But you could be, you know what I'm saying, making a little money here or there, understand the streets, if you're living in the streets, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it, You know what I'm saying? I highly doubt it. When you become a CEO, nigga, you despise the other street niggas a little bit, You don't really, like, you grew up not fucking with them a little bit. You fuck with them, but you're not tough enough to fuck with them, so you just, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? That's how it is. You know how it be.
Court, win. Clerk, today. Court, win. Clerk, 2 o'clock now because the marshals forgot. Court, there are 6 here. I thought there were going to be 7. Miss Ison, that would be Gerald Evelyn, the clerk. And I called his office. He has not called me back. The court, who is he on behalf of? The clerk, Christopher Triplett. He was supposed to plea. The court, is he going to plea? Miss Ison, Your Honor, I'm not sure.
Bro, we're not taking we're not taking your credibility. If you from Miami, you know the real, you come up here, but you better know somebody in Rick Ross camp, you better have went to Rick Ross's crib, you better have went to his car washes, you better talk to this nigga so you can have his back. Come up here, Come up here, Come up here. Yo, it's right there, bro. It's right there. Put that in. Put that in right there. Tap that in. Type that right there in. The whole thing. Type it in. And come up here.
He will not call me back, so I'm not sure. He represented at your last pretrial that he was going to plea. The court. So we've got Evelyn. Who does he represent? The clerk. Chris Triplett. The court. Triplett. And we got Mokoff. And we don't know where he is. Do you know whether Mr. Williams is going to plea? Miss Ison, that's Miss Williams. No, I don't, Your Honor. She has a Rule 11, however, and I'm not sure. The court, you both call Mokoff's office and Evelyn's office and tell them I want both parties here at 2 o'clock, period. Mr. Daniels, yes, Your Honor. The court, what's the status
Nigga, we can't actually say Little Meech played itself, Dada. Maybe played itself fucking with Rick Ross, Dada. But I don't think Little Meech is fucking broke, Dada. Like, yeah. Like, ain't nobody pocket watching. You ain't supposed to be pocket watching other niggas. What makes you think the nigga got a rich million? He got his chain, he got his shit, he got everything going on, Dada. Why is he broke, Dada? Because he's on BMF, Dada. Because he's trying to find little hustles that he's doing, Dada. You know what I'm saying? He's just out there because he's not hanging with the superstar. Nah, he's still doing what he's doing. I don't think the nigga's all the way done. I don't think he's done the data. I don't know if he's gonna be faded, but I don't think he's done the data. And I don't think the nigga broke the data. Real shit, the data. Probably spent a little bit of money, but the nigga not broke, bro.
This of your client, Mr. Daniel. Your Honor, the last conference that we had with the government, he was not inclined to plead to the offer that they have made. We have since learned that his brother, Demetrius Flenory, the court, is going to plead. Mr. Daniel, yes, is going to plead. That may be the court. Where is he incarcerated? Mr. Daniel, he is in Sanilac County.
There's not what I never really heard no big time Miami niggas say Rick Ross the data is solidified. The data. I never heard that shit. The data. No one ever gave Rick Ross the hustler of the year credential, the data, or the hustle of the block, the data, or the hustle of the fucking city. So
right now, the court. I want him here at 9 a.m. tomorrow with you. Tomorrow morning. Mr. Daniel, very well, Your Honor. The court. You tell the marshals, the clerk. I'll call them.
We ain't saying Ross never had work, nigga. Diddy had work, but Ross brought his work with legitimate money. He didn't stack up that work. He didn't get that work with street money. He brought work with legitimate money if he ever had work. If Ross brought work, he brought work with rapper money. He didn't come up from the streets and fucking brought work and flipped work and then had work that and was paying his bills. Nah, he fucking made money, nigga. Diddy got work, nigga. Diddy a hustler,
Them back. Mr. Katlovitz, what's the status of your client? Mr. Katlovitz, Your Honor, my client, the last I have spoken to him was last week. Although this is the first I've heard of Demetrius Flenory pleading, I don't think that is going to make any change here. I don't know if there's a cooperation agreement. I have been told there is not. Can the government respond to that? Right here, Mr. Kaplovitz is trying to determine whether or not Meech's plea agreement is a cooperation agreement. As he said, this is the first he heard of it. But this is the most pivotal question throughout all of the paperwork that we've read on this whole situation.
Bro, Meech ain't no rat. Bro, I wish I knew how to come on here. Bro, all you have to do is type in the link that's right there, bro. Type in the link right now. Or send me your Gmail. You send me your Gmail without at gmail.com. Just send me the name of the Gmail and I'll put at gmail.com. Send me the name right there, or something like that. If you want to come up here, I'll send you the link, But if not, the link is right there. Type in that link right there. The HTTPS stream slash all that. Type that in right there, and come up, Come up here, You wish you knew. You wish you could come up here, bro. Come up here. You just talking. I hope you just doing a lot of talking. It's not hard to put that shit in, Dada. It's not hard to put that shit in, nigga. Nigga come up here every day, Dada. That's a fact. Back to Southwest T's paperwork.
Miss Ison, as to Demetrius Flenory, Mr. Kaplovitz, yes, I understand he's pleading. We are just trying to find out if it's pursuant to a cooperation agreement. Miss Ison, no, Your Honor. So right there, they did all of this digging and going through all of this other paperwork and stretching it out when it's really right here. Meech did take a plea agreement, but his plea agreement was not a cooperation agreement. We're going to break down the difference between the plea agreement and the cooperation agreement and how it affected his situation. But
how you know he's broke? Because he's going to clubs, Like, what makes you think that he has to pay for anything in the club, He's not already put on for clubs, Like, you don't think he get a pass to work in clubs, You don't think that nigga got a pass to work in certain clubs, Like, I know about clubs, Like, come on, bro.
Let's keep going for right now. But yeah, right there, it said right there, Meech, no cooperation agreement. The court, there's a certain indefiniteness that the court feels from defense counsel. The court doesn't have a good grip on this case as to whether there is going to be a trial, and apparently defense counsel does not either. Now, that is all rather strange considering that the trial will take 6 weeks, and I have difficulty planning my next 6 weeks with this uncertainty. And I guess defense counsel doesn't have much work to do because they seem to be rather indifferent whether or not they will be committed for 6 weeks. I mean, that's the impression I get. At this point, the judge was making it clear to the defense attorneys that although their mouth said trial, no one seemed to be confident that their client would in fact hold up. In other words, if you're going to take a plea, do it before we get all these jurors in here and start this process. That's what he was telling them. At this point, though, one of the defense attorneys would speak up. Mr. Kaplovitz, Your Honor, maybe the only reason you are hearing any uncertainty by any of the defendants is because there was a development within the last couple of days regarding one of the two principal defendants. In other words, we unsure right now because one of the two top dogs just took a plea and we don't know what's going on with him. And the court responded, I understand. Mr. Kaplovitz, that throws everybody for a possible loop. From my client's point of view, and I believe everyone else's, there has been no change in anything the government has offered. So I don't think we have any reason to see any change in our trial strategy, nor do they, nor does anybody else. But who knows? This attorney was basically saying to the judge that everyone was skeptical of Meech's guilty plea because there had been no new offers made, no new, deals thrown out there, except for what they had previously been offered. And they had all decided they wasn't taking that. They was going to trial. So based on that, it seemed like Meech was going to cooperate, even though the government said that, no, he didn't have a cooperating agreement. The court, well, that's why we are meeting tomorrow and Wednesday. No, Wednesday. It's only Mr. Daniel's client who I want to see tomorrow, which was Terry Flenory. And knowing what we know now about the meeting that was arranged between T and Meech after Meech took his plea deal, it's obvious that the court was a lot more informed than it appeared to be. Although the court led on that it was only learning about Meech taking a plea deal in this moment, it had acknowledged that the meeting between Meech and T was already arranged, although Meech had not actually taken his plea. So it seems as though the court wanted to avoid a lengthy trial as well, and was all for Meech using his position as a leader in the enterprise to influence the other co-defendants to plead out. And that's probably why Meech's lawyer was in there arguing that Meech should get a time cut based on the fact that Terry took a plea deal. But at this point, the court would ask, all right, is there anything else we could cover? Terry's lawyer, Mr. Daniel, will respond, yes, Your Honor. As I recall, there were 3 or 4 witnesses that had not been disclosed that I understood would be disclosed today. Once again, at this point, T's attorney is attempting to identify if Meech will be called as a witness. Just because a person does not agree to testify in exchange for a deal or take a cooperating agreement does not mean that the government will not call them if they need to. The government was not going to allow him to put anything on the record that would suggest Meech was cooperating because a paper trail is dangerous. And the government knew that if the paperwork reflected something like that, that could get Meech to change his mind about taking the plea. And even though his plea wasn't a cooperating agreement, the factual basis and the things that he would have to admit to in his plea would strengthen a case against Terry and the other people who wanted to go to trial. The government will respond, Mr. Eisen, no, that is not correct, Your Honor. He was basically saying they were not disclosing witnesses that day.
So what they trying to say is if Southwest T it's the link is up, the link is up, how long you need to link up, bro? It'll take that long, GD, but yeah. They trying to say Southwest T was going to take it to trial, so that's what they trying to say. Southwest T was going to take it to trial, so if Big Meech is cool, it's going to put in his guilty plea. That's going to hurt Southwest T. Very much, but Meech is like, motherfucker, I'm here because of you, nigga. Like, I'm actually here because of you, nigga. That's how Meech is thinking at the time. At the time.
Hey, Your Honor, the court ordered that we would have to disclose them at least a week prior to their testimony. That was the court's ruling. Right here, the government was attempting to use the court ruling as a shield. As I previously stated, just because a person doesn't agree to testify in exchange for a plea deal doesn't mean that.
Bro, what are you talking about? That all plea fucking time reduction that came from FDS or whatever the case may be. All that shit was the legitimate. We already went through that shit. All Big Meech's shit is legitimate. All Big Meech's time cuts was legit. That's what they saying. All Big Meech's time cuts was legit. Don't what time cut Big Meech had? You show me the time cut that Big Meech got. That don't even make sense. Now you're talking out your ass, bro. Big Meech never got a time cut off Cuffy. All Big Meech's time cut was legit.
That the government can't call them. In fact, you more likely to be called after a guilty plea, because once you plead guilty, you waive your right against self-incrimination and no longer have the shield of pleading the fifth.
Bro, but you just said you contradicting yourself, We ain't got nigga. What the fuck? You just said right here, time reduction. Right here, you said he gets a time reduction. Now you right here, you gonna say that he didn't get a time reduction. Motherfucker, did he get a time reduction or he did it? Or he didn't do it, nigga? Bro, you acting like Cuffy now. You've been listening to too much Cuffy shit, You just did it to yourself, bro. You just said, he got caught with 1,000 bricks, and then boom, look at Big Meech get a time reduction. Oh, Big Meech 4 time reductions are legit. Oh yeah, because of the agent that felt, motherfucker. You just said that he just got a time reduction for it. Like, damn, done. Yo, you gonna come up here, GGs.
If by hiding behind this court order, the government could confidently disclose that Meech did not have a cooperating agreement, yet they still did not have to disclose whether they intended to call him as a witness until 1 week before they planned to do so. This would allow them to judge the direction of the case before exposing their full hand. If they could avoid using Meech, they wanted to do so. Although the case might have been strong, the labor and resources.
All right. I apologize. All right, you bet that.
Is used to prepare for and go through a 6-week trial would be draining on everyone. The court knew what the government was doing.
Yeah, I get it now that I read it all in one. I get it. All right. Yeah, Cuffy's full of shit. Like, we gotta be more honest.
And so they would admonish him. The court, Miss Ison, maybe you should re-examine that in light of these latest developments. Miss Ison, I will re-examine it, Your Honor. The court, please, between now and Wednesday. Miss Ison, yes, sir. In other words, by Wednesday, after this meeting between the two brothers, have some information for us. It will remove one element. The difficulty defense counsel have is the uncertain nature of the government's case and who is going to trial. The less uncertainty there is about the government's case, the easier it is for them to communicate with their clients. Miss Ison, with all due respect to Mr. Daniel's client, Your Honor, which was Southwest T, there should be no uncertainty because there is a variable wealth of witnesses already listed on the witness list. The court, I know, but nonetheless, it's still helpful to them. Anything else? Mr. Daniel, Your Honor, will Mr. Demetrius Flenory be before the court today? The court, 2 o'clock. Mr. Daniel, 2 o'clock. The court, you are welcome to be in the spectators. Mr. Daniel, thank you, Your Honor. The court, no, indeed, you are entitled to sit in front of the bar since you are a member of the bar. Mr. Daniel, thank you, Your Honor. The court, in one of the back seats, but you are entitled to this side of the bar. That's a privilege that's extended to all lawyers. Anything else? Miss Ison, nothing further from the government, Your Honor. The court, thank you. We are in recess. Based on this reading, it seems obvious to me that Meech was of some assistance to the government in the case against himself and his brother. And even though in my eyes it goes against the blueprints for fighting RICO cases laid out by gangsters like John Gotti, whether or not the masses will call that snitching in today's times is hard to decipher, because although crime is up, so are plea deals. Everyone want to take risks, but no one want to face full consequences.
Yeah, Sean G's biased though. Sean G's biased. He's breaking it down from Cuffy's perspective. Cuffy's perspective only. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened to Sean G. I don't know if they paid him off. I don't know what happened for him to do that. But he just been biased. Sean G's just biased, son.
Ultimately, the question isn't about whether or not Meech assisted in his own case. The question is whether Meech entered into an agreement to cooperate with the government that would have required or allowed him to cooperate and get a time cut after being sentenced and sent to prison. As we see here, the answer to that is no. And although the attorneys on both sides took different turns picking at the government, at no point did the government identify that Meech had entered into a cooperating agreement. It was like I said, they just wanted to get the information out of him and strengthen their case on the RICO conspiracy, but it didn't go no further than
Big Meech was trying to see what he could do. Like he was trying to. Meech was sentenced to 30 years. Then he filed a couple motions. That got him released early. That's what happened, bro. That's what happened, bro.
Let's break down what third-party cooperating is and how it works, and compare that to what we know about the Big Meech and get to the bottom of this. Now, before I even get started into this breakdown of the paperwork, we have to understand the Rule 35 third-party cooperating procedure. Rule 35B has been included in the rules of criminal procedure since they were made effective in 1946. Substantial revisions to the rule, especially in the last 30 years, have reflected broad changes in federal sentencing policy. Before the enactment of the Sentencing Reform Act of 1984, Rule 35B contained.
No, Sean G is biased because Cuffy hit him up, and he just believed in everything Cuffy was saying. He never asked Meech nothing, he just believed in what Cuffy saying, and he ain't just reading paperwork. Sean G don't like to read paperwork. You seen that nigga read his paperwork, bro? What you talking about? That nigga skipping through lines, doing this, doing that. That nigga want to read paperwork, nigga. He already got a perspective and instinct that he understands, so he just gonna read certain shit that's gonna make him look a certain way. Sean G ain't reading no fucking paperwork. What makes that nigga so smart to read fucking all the paper, 40,000 pages of paperwork? This is get real, bro. Get real, bro.
A strict limitation, but included no substantive restrictions on the basis by which a court could reduce or modify a sentence. Indeed, the concept of substantial assistance was not mentioned in the rule. As one court explained, a motion pursuant to Rule 35B was essentially a plea for leniency, which offered the sentencing court an opportunity to temper its original sentence when presented with considerations appealing to its compassion. The Sentencing Reform Act modified the rule's language so that courts could only lower a sentence to reflect the defendant's subsequent substantial assistance in the investigation or prosecution of another person. In accordance with the guidelines and policy statements issued by the United States Sentencing Commission, pursuant to Section 994 of the Title 28 United States Code. Such reductions could be granted only upon the government's motion, and just as the rule's language had changed, courts acknowledged that its purpose has similarly changed. Instead of presenting a general opportunity for leniency, Rule 35B conferred on entitlement on the government that allowed it to obtain valuable assistance and then ask a sentencing court to reduce the defendant's sentence as compensation for that assistance. Today, Rule 35B1 provides that Upon the government's motion made within 1 year of sentencing, the court may reduce a sentence if the defendant, after sentencing, provided substantial assistance in investigating or prosecuting another person. Pursuant to Rule 35B2, motions made may be later than 1 year after the defendant's original sentence if the defendant's substantial assistance involved 1. Information not known to the defendant until 1 year or more after sentencing. 2. Information provided within 1 year that did not become useful to the government until more than 1 year after sentencing. Or 3. If the defendant could not have reasonably anticipated that the information in question would be useful until more than a year after sentencing. We know that Meech was sentenced September 12, 2008, which means that any Rule 35B motion brought on his behalf would have had to have been filed by the government no later than September 12, 2009. September 12, 2009 would have been over 3 years from the time that Tammy Cowans allegedly set up Cuffy and Suarez in August of 2012. As we see in the subsection, motions may be later than 1 year after the original sentence if the defendant's substantial assistance involved information not known to the defendant until 1 year or more after sentencing. Meaning that if Meech could demonstrate that he was not aware of this information until after September 12, 2009, he would still be eligible to receive the motion. The issue with this would be that Meech had been incarcerated for over 5 years at the time the current investigation into Cuffy began, and the St. Louis DEA office initiated that investigation with an affidavit which alleged that at the time there existed previously known information that Cuffy was a member of St. Louis BMF with substantial ties to multiple BMF members, including Flenory. So it would be hard to argue that you just found this information out when they can tie this guy back to you before you were even incarcerated. In other words, Meech would be fighting an uphill battle attempting to claim that he had only recently learned of drug dealings by Cuffy because Cuffy was a known affiliate of Meech from prior to his arrest, and Cuffy himself had a prior history as a drug dealer. The same went for Suarez, who the government had confirmed met Meech while they were both in the county jail on drug charges. This was further contradicted by the actual language of the affidavit, which stated that Meech had arranged this drug deal for monetary gain. That made him a party to the conspiracy, not a cooperator. According to subsection 2, motions may be made later than 1 year after the original sentence if there's information provided within 1 year that did not become useful to the government until more than 1 year after sentencing. This section is clearly not applicable to this scenario. As previously stated, the 1 year window would have ended in 2009. At that point, Suarez was in custody, and there was no way Meech could have provided information about a relationship between Suarez and Cuffy when the two hadn't even met yet. The third and final subsection states that a motion can be made later than 1 year after original sentencing if the defendant could not have reasonably anticipated that the information in question would be useful until more than a year after sentencing. This scenario would be fitting. Although Meech knew of both Cuffy and Suarez at the time of his original sentencing, he could not have foreseen the future, and he seen that they would meet and engage in criminal activity. However, this third subsection would also fail at meeting the criteria for reasons very similar to the first. Meech could not argue that he did not anticipate that the information would be useful until a year after sentencing because he didn't know the information. But if Meech were to have been aware of the information, he couldn't argue this clause because there's no way he could explain not reasonably anticipating that the government would want to know about drug dealing. The government wants to deter people from waiting 5 or 6 years into their sentence to cooperate. So the only way to get away with doing so is if you don't know the information will be useful. Like, say for instance, you know about an underground safe, but you don't know what it's being used for. If you find out years later it's being used to store drugs and tell the authorities, they won't hold it against you that you never told them before because your lack of knowledge about what was in it made it so you could not have reasonably anticipated that it was useful. My last point when it comes to Meech being ineligible for Rule 35B is that if the allegations contained in the initial affidavit for a wiretap were true, there was no way Meech himself could expect to benefit from third-party cooperation. When it comes to federal investigations, informants are considered special employees. If Meech was operating as a special employee at the time, or even if Tammy was on Meech's behalf, the arranging of a drug deal between Cuffy and Suarez would have amounted to entrapment. Suarez didn't reach out to Meech to engage in drug dealing. He reached out to Tammy to check on Meech. Cuffy didn't reach out to Meech to engage in drug dealing. Tammy reached out to Cuff to help her shop a BMF movie deal. There are multiple different factors that play into entrapment. And one of those things is predisposition. You have to be predisposed to want to participate in this. If they can't show that you already had this on your mind before it was put in your mind by this other person, then yeah, it's probably entrapment. With that said, there's no way Meech could have orchestrated or arranged a drug deal for these two while planning to cooperate against them third party or otherwise without it being entrapment. Keep in mind that Meech was already labeled a leader of a major drug enterprise by the government. It would have been all too easy for the other two parties to say they agreed to whatever he asked only out of fear, because regardless of what else, Meech was Meech. And regardless of what else they had been promised, they had to do what the boss said. That would have been the easy way out. This brings me to my next point. Oftentimes, paperwork is taken at face value. What it says is what it is. But there are some cases where a rogue officer takes the law in his own hands. The only evidence that Meech was involved in anything illegal with Cuffy and Suarez came from the probable cause affidavits. We all know that Tammy testified on the record that Meech knew nothing about this, but of course the affidavit says that Meech arranged the drug transaction. So was Tammy lying or was the affidavit wrong? If we look at the records, it's obvious this agent Keith Cromer lied on Meech. While under oath, he chose to plead the fifth when asked if he had deliberately furnished false information in the August 2012 affidavit. An officer working under him by the name of David Aguilar would also give a statement during an interview that he falsified documents related to Tammy Cowans at the request of Agent Cromer. Also, cross-referencing the testimony of the DEA agents from St. Louis with the actual affidavit will further prove it was false. TFO Buds, who was the officer who actually prepared the affidavit based on information provided by Agent Cromer, stated during his testimony that prior to the affidavit, they had been utilizing CS1 for information on Suarez and Cuffy. In a response to Cuffy's motion to suppress the wiretaps, the government will release more information that contradicted the theory of Meech using Tammy to third-party cooperate. The government will highlight how they were unable to obtain information regarding the conspiracy, specifically stating, for example, while it was apparent that Suarez and Gatlin had negotiated a drug transaction without the ability to intercept the telephone calls and text messages between Suarez and Gatlin, investigators were unable to determine the location where the narcotics were delivered or how the proceeds from the delivery were conveyed back to Suarez. Furthermore, while it was obvious that Gatlin was overseeing the sale of narcotics, he distanced himself to a degree from the day-to-day sales to the extent that investigators did not have enough evidence to charge Gatlin with the conspiracy based on the traditional investigative techniques that were being employed. If Meech was setting them up and had actually orchestrated a drug deal over the prison phone as alleged in the affidavit, then there will be no need to go through falsifying documents or any of those things to get a wiretap. How could the government have trouble connecting these two people to drug dealing if they had a person who was helping orchestrate and control the drug conspiracy cooperating with them? It seems as though Agent Cromer had actually fell in love with Tammy and was literally controlling her. I believe he was leading her to believe that he would help Meech, but in all actuality, he was using information obtained from her to try and bury Meech. He was jealous of her love for Meech and wanted to sabotage her attempts to bring him home. This is why he put into the affidavit that Meech orchestrated the deal for monetary gain and essentially made him a co-conspirator when he could have left Meech out of it and simply said he learned from a reliable source about the drug deals and requested the wiretap. So now, We know that Meech didn't even qualify for Rule 35B third-party cooperation. And we also know that the paperwork that alleges that he orchestrated the deal was full of false information.
So he didn't even qualify to do the third-party cooperation. So that's just knocked out the fucking... You got to understand this.
Provided by Agent Cromer. But we still have the issue with Tammy Cowans. Tammy began her career as an informant in 2008. According to the documents and testimony of Agent Jack Harvey, she was not even the target of an investigation or in it for money. She originally contacted agents with concern about the fact that she may have been used to launder money without her knowledge. While it is by definition informing, it's also just a clear case of a civilian wanting to avoid trouble and clearing their name. From what I heard, this Terry White dude was treacherous, abusive, manipulative, and was pretty much just using Tammy, and she didn't even know it. With that said, I do believe Meech was aware that she had previously cooperated, but I don't believe he knew she was attempting to cooperate to have him released. I think his relationship with her was strictly business as someone who could shop his story around for a movie deal. Not only was Tammy given creative control and power of attorney, she was also given directions to link with Cuffy in an attempt to help her. Of course, Cuffy would want some compensation, and I doubt Meech would want to lock himself into a business contract with someone he planned to put away. I think that Tammy betrayed Meech. Her love for Meech made her want to inform to get him out, but her love for Agent Cromer made her trust Cromer and follow his directions. And when she submitted to Cromer, she blindly sacrificed her relationship with Meech. She was trying to sneak and serve up these two guys she had just met in exchange for Meech. And it backfired on her because the person she trusted to help her serve up these two guys was actually trying to serve up Meech. According to the documents, Tammy helped this dude and Meech put together a cocaine delivery in September of 2011. Phone records show that Cuffy and this guy didn't start communicating with each other until early 2012, meaning that September 2011 deal would have to have been someone else. September 2011 was over a month after Agent Cromer had taken over as Tammy's controlling agent. Why wasn't this person indicted and served up? In my opinion, it's because the relationship with Tammy and Agent Cromer had
Cuffy, Da Vinci, like it gets crazy. It's fact. It's fact.
Gotten personal yet. As the record shows, they didn't become intimately involved until 2012. That's also when Cuffy and this other guy were connected. It seems Agent Cromer initiated a personal relationship with Tammy just to get more information on Meech. The more he was around her, the more he became privy to. This is what led to the numerous false factual statements made in the affidavits. As Tammy testified, eventually he just asserted himself and started telling Tammy what to do, what to wear, what to say. And she went along partially because she was trying to sneak Meech out of jail, and partially because she was promised her name would not show up in any documents. I have to say again, she trusted Agent Cromer and it backfired. When Tammy got involved with Agent Cromer, she was bankrupt and needed money. He had just lost a son and they created a bond over being there for each other. He was literally forging federal documents to get her money. And she was literally setting up the very guy she was supposed to be trying to help get out. If you look at Tammy's 2012 bankruptcy paperwork, you'll see that she never reported any of the money she made as an informant. This is because she was told not to by Agent Cromer because it was tax-free. But the reality is he was trying to avoid a paper trail because he knew they lied to get her the money. This is symbolic of the fact that he not only lied for her, but he also lied to her in his efforts to keep her in the dark about what he really had going on. I think that Meech's silence when it comes to Tammy is related to the fact that she had already been allegedly threatened and harassed by phone and social media in regards to this case back in 2015. It's not a good look for him on federal supervision to be speaking on a federal informant who has had her life threatened for being so. That alone could send Meech back to prison for 5 years. The reason Meech went unindicted in this case is because the only actual evidence that Meech was involved came from Agent Cromer, who alleged that it came from Tammy. Yet the only Meech mentioned is when he says, "I don't want my name in that stuff." If you look at the paperwork, you'll see that around that same time, she actually tried to go to the prison to visit Meech and explain herself, But Meech turned the visit down. He didn't even want to see her. That's how they ended up on the phone for him to tell her he don't want his name in it. Neither Tammy nor Agent Cromer were credible enough.
Can you hear this? Are you listening, the data? Are you listening to this, the data? Like, you gotta understand it.
For the government to bring a case.
He was like, yo, what the fuck? I'm not putting myself. I did, yo, my time is my time. It is my time, the data, and that is what it is. The data, I ain't fucking with you, GG. That's what he was saying, the data. You know what I'm saying? So more or less, the data, a lot of niggas doing a lot of speculating, the data. You gotta look into it, the data, and get your shit together, the data, look right, the data, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta stay more aware because people like to down other people just for gang, the data, and it is, the data. There's a lot of bias shit being spread, a lot of shit going on. The data, we gotta stay more aware. The data, but y'all been following up that Lil Ronnie situation, cause that shit been all over the place. The data, and one thing's for sure, two things for sure. One thing's for certain, being biased is when a nigga say it's nothing in a person's paper, but it does fly, and it seems to be a certain way. If that shit, they'll say cool. He told, if he don't, he didn't. He's just assume he told. It is what it is, GG. There's a lot of assumptions, stuff that you gotta understand, the data. And everybody's breaking down everything that was going on, the data. Whatchamacallit. So yeah, so the Lil Ronnie
who killed a father and daughter in Forest Hill. Good evening, I'm Steve Eager. Police.
Oh yeah, so the Lil Ronnie situation, and I see a lot of people that on this Lil Ronnie situation, and I'm just going to clarify something. A lot of people saying why is he like? A lot of people point fingers, you know what I'm saying? They criticize, point fingers and criticize and it's crazy, Oh yeah, this dude shouldn't be riding with his daughter. This dude shouldn't be doing this shit. This dude shouldn't be doing that. Like, you can't point fingers and criticize the. You shouldn't be telling this man what he should be doing. But one thing you should do is pray. Pray for them, Pray for everybody, Pray for the people who did it, Pray for the people who lost their family, Pray for everybody, in the situation, because everybody gonna need some praying, That's just what it is.
Say 24-year-old Adonis Robinson and 21-year-old Jacoby Russell are responsible for shooting and killing a local rapper, Ronnie Sibley, and his 5-year-old daughter Monday at a car wash. Fox 4's Dion Anglin has the latest from police. Dion.
Hey there, Steve. The police chief here in Forest Hill says the search is on for the two men responsible for this double murder. The chief also called them cowards. 2 capital murder suspects are now identified.
And I'm not saying that, but now that they got people that think they're going to get the story on how the people happened to pass away, how the little girl happened to pass away, how the dad happened to pass away, how you know what I'm saying, how they happened to pass away, and that's just what it is, You're about to find out now that it's like this.
And subjects of a manhunt.
They're scared. They're cowards. They're hiding.
They are 24-year-old Adonis Robinson. And
he said they scared. They're cowards. They're hiding. Like, what? We could go to war with you. Dang, that's crazy.
21-year-old Jacoby Russell, both of Fort Worth. Investigators say the two are the gunmen captured by surveillance cameras at a car wash Monday during the ambush and double murder of music rap artist Ronnie Sibley and his 5-year-old daughter, Armani.
We have public enemy number 1, Adonis Robinson, who is also a registered sex offender. Public enemy number 2.
Yo, that nigga gone. That nigga, yo. That dude right there, he's gonna get it, Like, first of all, a little girl, that's different. Niggas gonna be on your heels. You know how many dudes, you know how many killers over there, or that's knocked out, or that's that doing the bid right now. Regular people that's doing the bid, that's missing their family, that's missing their daughter, that's first. And then you got that shit. Then you are registered. Then you registered, That shit's gonna hit different, That's hard time. Damn, done.
Jacoby Russell, who's on the run.
Public records show Robinson was arrested in 2019 and later convicted for the violent assault of a woman who was walking along a trail near Marine Creek Reservoir. Forest Hill police will not speculate on a motive in the double murders, nor will they say if or how the suspects and victims are connected, pointing out the Texas Rangers are the lead agency in the investigation.
Based on the music industry that he's a part of, it is all part of the investigation. And like I said earlier, we're on a fact-finding base. Everything that's being put out is being reviewed and analyzed by the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, that's why I said that he might not make it. He might not make it the first thing, but you can't write all that right there.
We know from surveillance images obtained by TMZ that Sibley was chased on foot through the car wash parking lot before he was shot. Police say it's unclear if Robinson and Russell could be hiding out in the Metroplex. However, they are the subject of a nationwide be on the lookout alert.
They are dangerous, they are armed, and we need you to please call 911 and let our...
They're on the run, They on the hide Izzy, That's crazy, But yeah, so I just been seeing a lot of like, oh, what you should have did, what he shouldn't have did, and it gets spooky real quick, Like it gets spooky real quick, Like you shouldn't be like, it's no telling what this man should have did. He should have been at the car wash with his kid, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you talking about, bro? You know what I'm saying? And as for the people that happen to make a mistake like that, bro, you gotta be more aware, like I said, some people they be fucking turning up. They be turning up over there and they be having a drink, you drinking the drink, either you see something or you overlook it because you just so eager, or you just didn't care, Blaney didn't fucking care, you know what I'm saying? Just didn't have no sense in what you was doing, but it gets brutal. But I think they found a whole nother fucking person, or some shit. They're trying to say
that information, so we have to make sure that we have the right information. It was a shocking event from North Texas. I won't speak on the details of the investigation. Okay, what I can share is we lost two victims, a father and a daughter who was 5 years old, to this event, to this tragedy. On March the 3rd at 10:40 in the morning, Forest Hill officers were dispatched to the 6500 block of Forest Hill Drive, reference shooting. Our officers arrived and began life-saving measures, but both victims were pronounced dead at the scene.
That's what I'm saying, we gotta pray, and pray, like I said, pray for. You gotta pray for them, and pray for the niggas, who's about to go through it, but you know what I'm saying. But the other nigga, he's gonna have to deal with what he's dealing with, because he's already registered, being registered, and being involved in that gruesome crime, your life, wherever the case may be, it's about to be, you know what I'm saying? It's about to be hectic than a bitch, It's gonna be hectic than a bitch. And then the homie that's with you, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it just for being next. He's gonna get the second hand fucking ass whoopings, second hand ass whooping. You know how you smoking second hand smoke? You're gonna get the second hand ass whooping just for being involved with your dumb ass, You know what I'm saying? It gets like that, Yeah, but at the end of the day, you about to see.
My first press release that I put out,
or maybe niggas is all the way turned. Maybe they all the way turned. They all the way turned.
Shared that.
But that dude for sure, the dude who's registered, he's done. For sure he's done. But pray for everybody in this situation, you know what I'm saying? Life got meaning, nigga. Y'all niggas gotta start acting like that, you know what I'm saying? You're saying life be getting shattered, and this right now, is a situation that life got shattered, You know what I'm saying? But we gonna have to understand that you know what I'm saying, life does, you know what I'm saying, get shattered sometimes, but you know what I'm saying, a lot of ignorant people doing stuff they living for no meaning, like, you know what I'm saying, they're living for the less means possible, but life got meaning,
We had identified a suspect vehicle. We had identified two suspects in the incident, and now we've identified the two cowards who took the lives of these innocent people. We have public enemy number one, Adonis Robinson, who's also a registered sex offender. Public enemy number two, Jacoby Russell, who's on the run. They're scared, they're cowards, they're hiding.
Yeah, guys, hey, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. You see the sheriff has come out. You got to understand, the captain come out, he's upset. Everybody's coming out, man, about this killing, this senseless crime that happened.
And listen, he called them cowards, and he said pretty much they're looking for him. And it's whole press conference that they just came out and done a little earlier today, man. So they found out who the two guys are, and they are looking for them, and is telling everybody whoever see them to call in. I think it was like a $5,000 reward there early, is what I heard. But it's just unfortunate. A lot of people are trying to tie them back to local rappers in the area, trying to tie it to local beef in the area. There's a lot of stuff being spoken on, man. And like OG, you there, man? I'm just trying to understand it all.
Man, it's something that you can't.
You know what's crazy? The crazy part is, GG, is that niggas did way too much flexing, talking, saying this, saying that, like it gets spooky, when you over here, you speaking on certain situations, right? And when you speaking on certain situations, you're like, oh yeah, them people over there, they're not about nothing, they're not doing nothing, they're not doing this, they're doing that. And then when other people see the people that you're saying that they ain't doing nothing, like, and then they get killed with their kids and shit like that. You just said that they wasn't doing nothing. So if they wasn't doing nothing, and then you down on the then you just said out of your mouth, oh, they wasn't doing nothing. They wasn't this, they wasn't that, You got to get right, You got to get right.
I understand. I mean, this, when you hear people say a senseless killing. Now, it wasn't senseless to the one that did it. And
yeah,
something happened. Why?
Yeah, it was senseless to the niggas who did it. They, right now, they wish they never did that shit. Right now, they wish, and the niggas that know. If you know why, cause if they did it, the people who did it, they wish they never did it, because homie wasn't killing them. They could still be living. Like if homie was still alive, he wasn't on their hills. He wasn't gonna be in a fucking in their yard. He wasn't gonna be thing. He was at. I don't know if that was going on. I don't know if he was or he wasn't but I'm just saying that. So that's when it becomes a situation that you're like, damn, done. Yeah, you fucked up now. So yeah, it was senseless still. It was senseless.
Bro was shot. I mean, I'm not. But being the devil's advocate, it's not an innocent bystander. It's terrible that he had his daughter with him, but he knew something was up with the people he either associated with or something. It wasn't nobody just came up and just did a random killer like a serial killer. It was, somebody was trying to shoot him, was scared to death, and close their eyes and start shooting and kill the baby, and that's the terrible part. But when I see when people die, well, he was such a good person. Well, that may be true in your eye, but that's not always the facts, So it's terrible that these type of things happen. And if the police know who did it, why are they asking people to turn them in? You find them.
Yeah, but the one thing I can say, and I was just having a debate earlier today with a group of guys, is
that's one thing about the law too. Like, bro, if you want the public to take it personal, and we understand, but when situations like this, and it's you know what I'm saying, a little kid, they take it personal. They taking it personal, but they want the public to fucking be on their heels and shit like that. I mean, you take shit personal when the public's not on your side. So why won't you just take this shit personal yourself, You want everybody else to take it extra personal too, You want to see where the world, but the world feels just how you feel, That's just what it is. The world's gonna feel just how motherfuckers feel. Everybody feel the same, It's fucked up. Niggas knuckleheads.
You see the guys, if they got different videos footage out, I definitely wouldn't show it, but you see the guy running and all that after they come up and start shooting. You see now they got more video where one of the dudes was walking with two guns with clips in them. He had two, one in each hand as he was walking across there. And the other guy had his gun or whatever, and they were both walking that way. Now, I don't think they assessed who was in the car or even cared. They just said, we see the car. it seems like they just say, we see him, we finna go get him. You know, my thing is, you know, I mean, that's emotions, because at the end of the day, when you see this happening, you see these guys, we gonna get him, we at any cost, we don't care where we see him, we gonna get him type measure. That's what it seemed to me. That car wash was not, I don't think the car wash was no just, hey, he be at the car wash all the time type deal. We see him, we're gonna get him wherever we see him.
Right. So in that scenario that you just brought up right there, I couldn't be innocent. If somebody mad at me about something, whether it was a gambling debt, whether it was about a female, I'm guilty of something. I have to take responsibility of why I died. So when people say, and I understand emotion, you know, he was such a good person and he just tried to rap, and it was something else to this, that some dudes blatantly in broad daylight shot up everything, determined to kill him, not to fight him, not to run up and just black his eye, but to put him out the game. That's a terrible ultimatum for me to have to, knowing they're getting ready to get caught. Like you said, they got cameras everywhere. Now you see them. They know they going to Huntsville. They know they're getting ready to pick some cotton.
Well, I don't know if they go to, this is a capital murder case, but their face is covered up. On the video I seen, it looks like they were trying to take precautions, but at the end of the day, like I said, you're not. And again, I know for a fact that, you know, they're looking like they're rushing to get to him to do what they're gonna do, you know. But the thing is, you know, it's not calculated at all. It's not. It's some younger kids who, I don't know if it looked like this their first offense, because if it wasn't, they would say it. Now, only one of them had a sex offense, so it ain't like it's the first time they're getting caught for sure. But at the end of the day,
bro, it was some little niggas that you know what I'm saying? It seems like niggas pulled up the. So when niggas pulled up, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna think, but it seems like people already pulled up the, and the people that pulled up the, they're already scooping. He already let niggas pull up and not hop out the. That's what's poppin', GG? What's goody? What's goody with you out on the go? You can slide up here, same link. You can slide up here, You know what I'm saying? But it seems like when he pulled up the, you gotta stay aware of order cars, because the cars, they was moving weird, they was moving weird, like they was looking at something, like even after they was pulling off and shit like that. So like all that shit was iffy, it was mad iffy shit going on, you know what I'm saying? And having someone, a registered dude, damn nigga, like, that's fucking crazy. Yo, that dude's gonna, you just don't understand, man. That dude's like dirt.
The day has to end. But it looks to me as if it's not a calculated, you know, way that they're doing it. It seems like they're just rushing up. We see him, we get him wherever we see him. We you know, whatever we got to do to take him out, that's what we're gonna do. And it's sad because I like I said, I want to see him caught, because just not calculating and not looking at, if you really looking to do something to somebody, unless it's like whoever with him, it don't matter if the kids with him, just blow him. We're gonna,
man, they might as well just, they turn themselves in because, you know what I'm saying, they gonna be out there, look like the niggas out there gonna be, it's gonna be scarce, it's gonna be scarce, nigga. A lot of people's not looking at you right, bro. And someone might know you, you know what I'm saying, you already know and then you already got that charge on your back, on your jacket, that registered charge, so that registered charge, on top of the charge that you, nigga, that shit's gonna hit different, It's like you put a fucking, you enhance your charge, nigga, like 1,000% in there, Not with the judges and not with the fucking thing, nigga. With the inmates, they gonna have their way with you, Soon they gonna have their way.
Blow all them down when we see them. That's the way that thing would have to be taken. Well, they didn't know the baby was in there. No, you can't look at it that way. No matter if they knew or not. To them, the way they came across there, they don't care what's in the way. We got to take them out.
That's right. So
because I might not see him again. I might not see him again. You know what I mean?
That's right. But I'm going to see him again, and I may be on the wrong end of seeing it. It's always calculated.
Correct.
What they call in law, what they call in law is premeditated. You understand? Calculate, premeditated means that I saw this and I'm doing it. It ain't like they got in a fight and it was an emotion and they just busted off and just started shooting. They saw their victim and they went to him.
Wow.
So that's calculation. They could have let him pass, but like you said, they saw him, and wherever they're saying, they gonna dust him off. Wasn't gonna be no fighting, wasn't gonna be no arguing. We already did the arguing part. So somebody didn't put them up to wherever we see this guy, he got to go.
And you said
this
something.
Has been discussed.
When you get to drop on somebody, you know, and they can't do nothing, you got to drop on him. You could have backed him up. There was a lot, but like I said, I don't think these guys. I don't see these as being experienced. I'm letting loose when I see him. I don't care what he's doing. He's bending over, turning up, whatever he's doing. I'm just letting loose. I thought about different scenarios. You know, when they came up, even if you got to drop on somebody, they can't do nothing but back up. But they didn't. Like I said, I don't care if they knew somebody. They just got to shoot, bro. Bullets went everywhere. When they shot the first time, looked like he takes off running. Then he runs around a trash can. I watched this video, and then when he comes back, you know, he collapsed. You know, they chased him down and all kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, like I said again, it's just unfortunate for the little girl that got killed. I gotta say that. I keep saying that.
And just like saying hypothetically that's why I use a revolver. It don't take with one shot to kill nobody. When you these kids are so scary, and when they unload like the police, once they pull the trigger, they got 16, 17 shots. They go everywhere. If you got a victim, you should hit your victim and nobody else. Why is you having 30 and 40 shots? Like, why do you need all of that?
Yeah,
That's just a game of overkill.
Yeah, they had a lot of rounds, man. I'm interested in seeing hearing the autopsy report to see how many times they actually hit Lil Ronnie, you know, and how many times they actually hit his daughter. You know what I mean? I like that. That'll tell a little bit, but at the end of the day, I think he already had got hit when he took off running the first time, and adrenaline rushing, and you running and you bleeding, and you know your daughter over there, and you don't know if you're going to die at that time, you know, while you're running. And then he just pretty much runs back toward the car wash and takes off. And it's like he just was running. And he just, he failed like I think he failed twice, if I remember correctly. And it just was, the last time he didn't get back up. But, you know, I was telling somebody earlier, you can shoot a deer and he'll jump strait up in there and run. You have to go find wherever he, you know, ran to. So a lot of times,
just your adrenaline. You could be dead. And I've witnessed a person running, standing up, dead already. But the body keeps moving. But I believe, you know, whatever happened, he thought about his child and got away from
that car. Yeah, I think that too.
Shoot his child.
Yeah, I do think that.
So the way he was laying across and back, and he was trying to get away to take the target off, and I could give him that as being gallant enough to, you know, not have his baby involved. But, you know, nature is what is nature, and, you know, you can't really judge how God takes you. You know, he take the good with the bad, you get the rain with the.
You gotta pray, Dada. We gotta pray. We can't have conclusions. We can't have conclusions in this matter. This matter is different. We can't have conclusions. When there's kids dying and shit like that, ain't no conclusions. Dada, pray for them. Dada, don't bring it up. It's angels in the outfield. Keep the angels in the outfield. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying God chose you because he knew he could trust you. God's best kept secret. We gotta stay more aware than ever. Dada, stay more on business. Dada, you know what I'm saying? Just understand that niggas is about to do some hard tizzy, Dada, because these dudes is registered and they all this, and then they got a little girl underneath their belt, Dada. That is crazy trauma, and shit's about to get real scarce, and they about to, I'm saying, you're gonna see what it's gonna be crazy, it's gonna be crazy. They're gonna treat the inmates, gonna treat that dude how the CEOs treated the other, and that's not funny, because that's not. Let me know.
Daughter at a car wash in the Fort Worth suburb of Forest Hill.
At this point, it appears to be a targeted shooting, and police are looking for 2 gunmen. Dozens of evidence markers show where the gunfire erupted today at the car wash on I-20 at Forest Hill Drive. A 30-year-old rapper and his young daughter were both killed. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager is in Forest Hill with the update from police on their investigation. Peyton.
Steve and Heather, that first 911 call came in just before 11 a.m. this morning, and we did not receive an update from Forest Hill Police until just about an hour ago at 8 p.m. They now tell us police have identified at least one of the suspects and have issued a capital murder warrant.
They got them. They got the 2 shooters that was involved in their hood fame Lil Ronnie situation. I want everybody to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications. Everybody is questioning Lil Ronnie. He wasn't supposed to be at that gas station. A lot of people said that he was being followed. They followed him from when he picked his daughter up and when he went to that car wash. Y'all gotta understand.
And they knew the kid was an
ongoing investigation that's being solved right now. CJ Casino spoke out and had some words to say after the Lil Ronnie situation. His homies that y'all see on the screen, these are both Lil CJ Casino homies, and they have been trolling and mocking Lil Ronnie's situation, man. A moment of silence for this tragic situation. Now, sending my condolences to his daughter. You know, a lot of people feel like
to the most high,
the gunman's wasn't aware of his daughter being in that car. You know, they didn't see his daughter laying in the car. But my thing is this: how y'all gonna shoot at the car, not knowing who all in there, man? You know what I'm saying?
But you just said that people was over there laying up and they see him pick up his daughter. They see him pick up somebody. They knew somebody was up in there.
This is wild. Lil Ronnie tried to run. When he ran out the car, he tried to alert the shooters to shoot at him. But really, they weren't even tripping on him. They was trying to take out whoever was inside their car because allegedly they thought that he was riding with another friend, man. I want everybody to understand this is a revolving door, and this is something that we have to take full initiative. Charleston White already found the getaway car that's connected to CJ Casino. Y'all got to understand what goes in the dark must come to the light, man. These dudes was not playing it smart. They came masked up. They brought their iPhones to go take him out, man. The police literally kingpin both of their iPhones, and
that's crazy. The guy, that's different right there. Oh, hold on. Homie's tweaking right here, Homie's tweaking, Homie's tweaking.
Shooters $40,000 a piece to knock down Ronnie, man. This is crazy. He gave them these two shooters $40,000 to go take out hood fame Lil Ronnie, man. Now it's been all rumors spectating on Facebook that, you know,
and now that the little girl got hit, the little girl got hit, and one of the shooters is a registered, oh my lord, You better pray that they don't break the data, because they gonna be under pressure. The data, they gonna be under pressure, very under pressure.
CJ Casino is tied in to this tragic situation, man. You know, we got the GoFundMe's going on. You know, the baby mother made a GoFundMe, man. Send them my condolences, my prayer. If y'all want to go donate, feel free to go search it on Facebook, man. This is wild. Like, the streets is talking, and everybody is literally coming up with their own.
It got a little real scary. It got way too crazy. And they actually went on social media. They was trolling all that.
It's free.
They different.
Do it for me.
Police in the city. This one happened at a drive-through car wash just off I-20. NBC5's Maria Guerrero is at the crime scene live. Maria?
Hey there, guys. Yeah, not only is this investigation still very active, so is this scene, which just in the past few minutes, we did have police tape being finally brought down by Forest Hill Police. You could still see part of the scene unfolding here at Slappy's Express car wash. There has been this large crowd of family members that just left within the past couple of minutes. They were allowed to stay very, very close to this tragic scene. Many people have also been behind police tape. We are awaiting any kind of information from police. Forest Hill, we've been asking them all day long for any kind of information about what happened out here. The limited information we are getting is from family on this scene, and this is what they are telling us. They have identified the two victims of a shooting, they say, that happened here at the car wash this morning. They shared pictures with us saying Ronnie Smith, a local rapper, and his daughter are the victims of the shooting. His daughter, they said, just turned 5 years old yesterday. This was the tragic scene shortly after 11 this morning as dozens of people rushed to the scene as Forest Hills Police responded to Slappy's Express car wash along East California Parkway Service Road. The crowd only growing larger, leading area police from Fort Worth and Mansfield to come in and help. Forest Hill Police taped off a large section around the car wash. The victims' large extended family members coming in, struggling, of course, with their unimaginable grief.
What up, gang? I'm back with another video. Let's get into it. Hood fame, G Money, aka Lil Ronnie, and his daughter was shot and killed at a Forest Hill car wash. The popular Fort Worth artist Lil Ronnie was known to be one of the best gamblers in Texas. Don't matter what it is, where you from, all you had to do was book an appointment and he'll come.
Yes, sir. Best gambler in Texas with another PS mother. Hey, still ain't met a nigga that can beat me to this day. Literally. Tag your opponent, tag your motherfucking gambler, whatever city and what state. We might pull up, get that nigga a flight one way. Come out here and get your motherfucking. You see, this ain't nothing but motherfucking opportunity. No, this ain't no prop money. This is opportunity when you see this shit. Literally. One night, couple bets, you can get this kind of shit. But all you gotta do is hit the DM and tap in and get your motherfucking appointment. Every day when I say book your appointment, I don't be bullshitting. We'll pull up to your apartment, your CNC, your hotel. We can make it a quick visit, but we're gonna make it private. Literally, we don't want no roaches in that trying to make a dollar into something. Literally. But book your appointment, get at who you know that might know us, somebody you know that know us, and you can get verified. Literally, but best gambling motherfucker. I'm talking about from dice, dominoes, spades, cards, deuces, goldfish. We'll kick a motherfucking 6-year-old ass, literally.
According to his family, he didn't bother nobody. He was a father and a family man. His daughter was also killed and literally just turned 5 years old yesterday.
Smith's aunt tells NBC5 he was a good person, loved his 2 kids, and didn't bother anyone.
He didn't target nobody. He was a family man, and he was going around rapping. Okay, why would you target him? Why would you target him? He didn't bother nobody. And a baby, his baby. All we know is that he was targeted. He was doing the car, cleaning the car out, and somebody came through shooting and killed him and the baby.
Mark my words. This double murder will be solved just off the strength of this innocent, beautiful 5-year-old girl. The community will demand justice and mourn the death of this child. Majority of the time, when a child get gunned down in the streets like this, the community come together and cooperate with the police. Check out this clip of the aftermath of the scene.
No, I'm just letting you know. Just tell them.
Damn.
She said it's son.
People in the community is heartbroken that Lil Ronnie's daughter was killed with him. Everyone saying women and children is off limits. That was an unwritten rule in the streets that most street individuals and gangbangers respected. But now, this new generation don't care where you at, who you with. They spot the target, shoot the target. I spoke on this situation before, fellas. Once you get involved in the streets, your regular life is over. No more riding around with your kids and family in the car. No more walking your kids to the store. You want to be a father, a family man, you have to leave your city and take trips far, far away from where you from. But doing the family and father everyday activities is over unless you want to put your kids and family in danger. This is a clip of Lil Ronnie talking about why he won't leave his city.
You know, we got the recent loss of 866, you know what I'm saying? And most of the time, like, niggas die in their own city and shit. Like, what keeps you here for work, bro? Why you ain't decided to move out the city limits shit? You know what I'm saying?
Shit for what?
Like, you know how niggas hate on rappers and shit.
Nah,
like
that's
they
true.
bring you that extra attention. Like,
that's true, and it goes on. So shit, but you know, sometimes you really don't want to move at the moment because you might have ties or strings to certain shit that you still got going on here. I still got business that I might got going on here, like you was just asking about, but I ain't like I say. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. But at the same time, if that motherfucker kicking and hitting is spending or paying you how it's supposed to be at the moment, shit, you can't go jump and move. You feel me? Yeah.
According to his family, he didn't bother nobody. He was a sweet person, a father, and a rapper. But the streets says otherwise. The streets will always tell a different story than the family. A lot of people are saying that allegedly Lil Ronnie was out here in the streets getting people knocked off. Now, this is allegedly. And I listened to one of his songs. He kind of addressed it. Where he said he ain't got to pay people bands to do no murders or no crimes because everybody with him be catching hands.
Ain't gotta throw a nigga no stack. Every nigga with me gon' catch a hand.
So he basically addressed that rumor that was going around the city. He said he ain't paying nobody to kill nobody. The guys that he be around, they already killers. So they gonna do it for free. Right now, the fans is accusing Lil CJ Casino. Someone said, y'all know Lil CJ Casino got Lil Ronnie killed. Y'all heard him say, on my dead mama, you can't go back to that car wash. Then Lil Ronnie and his baby get killed at the same car wash?
And ain't now one of you niggas have did nothing to CJ. It's been a lot of talk, but you have got touched. And your partner, he have got touched in the worst way. On Blood Game, man. You niggas don't got not one dead op. There's not one killer that bang folk eat at the city. No, hey, he dangerous. Not one. On Blood, nigga, free all my little brothers. Niggas know we been smacking shit. I got too many niggas up under my toes. That's why I don't pop out. I don't do none of this shit you niggas can do. Y'all don't have no real beef. Y'all niggas shit, some kid, petty, rap shit, man. Leave me up out of that, man. This shit real. On Blood Game, nigga, I got a deal.
He right there, saying that they ain't bad dudes. That's what he's saying.
With a lot of shit right now, man. Like, you don't even understand. You ain't never been through this. You don't have the type of niggas around you to take you through this type of shit. Them niggas are pussy. Every nigga that's 4E is nowhere near gangster. You not from the south side. You can't go to Agman. Why you trying to that nigga try to walk? I'm from Agman. Come to the on my dead mama, you can't go to that car wash, boy. Come to the on my dead mama, you can't go to that car wash, boy. Yeah, them niggas been keep you up out of murder gang. Nigga, stop playing. The south side was never accepting you, gang. You are from Lil Vegas. Keep pushing that shit. Stop saying you from the south side, man. Claim Lil Vegas like how y'all came out because y'all know the south side was not accepting y'all. Nigga, I'm more respected on the south side than you lame ass niggas.
But y'all already know how the streets and the game go. When somebody die, everybody gonna point the fingers at the people that they was into it with last. Forest Hill PD says 2 black males wearing blue jeans and gray sweaters were seen getting out a white Kia. Police say the suspects opened fire on the victims and took off. No arrests yet, but police says a warrant has been issued, but they are not releasing the names. Less than 10 hours, they already have the suspects that shot and killed Lil Ronnie and his 5-year-old daughter. At the beginning of my video, I told y'all, they gonna most definitely solve this crime because the community is gonna mourn and want justice for this 5-year-old little girl. The shooters came from behind the wall, started shooting at his car from the passenger side. 9 times out of 10, that's how his daughter got shot. He jumped out the car, ran across to the other side, and then ran in a half a circle back towards the front where the shooters came from. Once they seen that he was running towards their way, they went back in pursuit and started shooting at him again. He ran behind a big blue garbage can. One went on one side, the other went on the other side. They shot him. He fell, jumped back up, ran, failed again, and that's where he died. Now, I know people wondering why he didn't get out of his car and run to the left side. Well, if you know, that's a drive-through, technically like a one-way in type of car wash. So if he would have ran towards his left, he would have been running basically back inside the built-in machine where your car go through. So he had nowhere to go other than run to the right side where the shooters came from, or he could have jumped the fence, but
what's wrong? What the hell was
wrong
with
it's hard
that?
to say what you gonna do and what you could do in a situation when your life is on the line in the spur of the moment. Hood fame Go Yayo responded to Lil Ronnie death, and he promised to get revenge. He said, "Life or death for you, big brother." He also posted and said, "Blood behind you." I recently seen the video where Lil Ronnie was speaking on Go Yayo being locked up, and he said he feel like Go Yayo being locked up saved his life or saving his life, because he say soon as Go Yayo went to jail, he said a lot of people around him start dying. Now look, we saying R.I.P. Lil Ronnie, his 5-year-old daughter.
Kill the city about you, boy. Kill the city about you, my nigga. I'm gonna kill the city about you, my nigga. I swear to God, boy.
And I'm gonna end the video with this right here.
Ready
Lil
to
Ronnie
go.
posted on February 21st. I wonder how my mama doing in heaven. I be missing the F out of her. 10 days later, we saying R.I.P.
Praise up. Like everybody got a ain't no right, ain't no wrong. The praise up. It's fucked up when you lose your life to some scandalous, some, you know what I'm saying, some mediocre ass motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's just fucked up.
All right, we back, Ratchet Gang. We back with another one. We back with another banger. Let's get the likes up. Look, you might have forgot. Hell, they might have forgot. But you already know it's the king. Too loyal, no, I'm talking about Ratchet TV. Hey, y'all already know, man. Y'all already know. Get the likes up if you in the building. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Tap that notification bell so you can get the drop whenever I drop. So boom. Man. We got to talk, Ratchet Gang. We got to chop it up. Right about now, we got to talk about that boy Chucky. Man, R.I.P. But we got to talk about Lil Ronnie. And, don't really want to get too much on the daughter, but, him and his daughter were gunned down today in Fort Worth, Texas. R.I.P. to the both of them. I send my condolences to the family and friends and loved ones and anyone affected in this situation. It's a very tough one to cover because a 5-year-old little girl was taken out by some senseless violence, and I don't know, man. It was just careless to just be running around shooting, and you don't even know who's in the car. Now, I did get wind earlier of how this went down. Now, I didn't get a chance to cover it, but yeah.
The fact that when you lose your life to some dirty ass niggas, you know what I'm saying? Pause, no Diddy, you know what I'm saying? Niggas don't even got niggas they even fucking change their socks. Niggas ain't even care about showering in the last couple of days. Niggas ain't fucking care about that. They were fucking, you know what I'm saying, looking for, you know what I'm saying, some way to either get high, get a little bit of money, take it out, or whatever the case may be, but they doing the dollar. But at the end of the day, more or less, CG, I guess that should be whacked. That should be mad whacked.
Earlier, I had got word that they obviously did not know that the daughter was in the car. And if you look at the footage, which I'm definitely not going to show because I just choose not to, and anyone that's showing that is pretty heartless. But I did get wind of how it went down. They came from across the street, and they obviously parked across the street and ran, and they were attempting to walk them down. They got the drop on them. Now, they were attempting to walk Ronnie down and did not know that the daughter was in the car. Now, this is where things get a little tricky. Once they got there, they just started shooting, and then bullets went through the window, obviously, and, the daughter was struck immediately, and she lost her life. And Ronnie took off running. They gunned him down as well, and they left, and one of them said, you know what, nah. He doubled back and finished Ronnie off. And Ronnie, attempted to get up, but he ran and just ended up falling, and that's where he met his demise, right there at that car wash. Now, one of the suspects has emerged. Actually, two of them have emerged. And your boy Big Ratchet, well, hello, they didn't emerge. Your boy Big Ratchet might have found him. Now, this is all allegedly, and everything I say is alleged, and it's all under the Fair Use Act. And you can see the fair use disclaimer in the description of this video and in the description of all my videos. This is just for entertainment and educational purposes only. This is just to educate my people on what we've been covering over here. Like I said, it's all under the Fair Use Act, and you can see the fair use disclaimer in the description of this video. And everything I say is alleged. Allegedly. All right, allegedly, y'all. Well, this, little birdie might have just told me, they know some things. Like I had to.
I think they already found them, Dada. They already found them. I'm mistaken. If I ain't mistaken, that shit crazy, Dada. But prayers up to the angels in the outfield, Dada. Stay more aware, Dada. Let the angels out, Dada. You heard, Dada. If you're an angel, Dada, you are out, Dada. Stay more aware than ever, Dada. You know what I'm saying? Life's what you make it. You can't love it, you can't hate it. God chose you because you knew could trust you. God's best kept secret, Dada. We gotta stay more aware than ever, Dada. And we're gonna stay business.
Killing Lil Ronnie and his 5-year-old daughter has been arrested 3 hours away from Fort Worth and Livingston, Texas. Right now, this is allegedly. I haven't seen the suspects with my own 2 eyes. I haven't seen any press release yet, but it's still early. Y'all know with the internet and these phones, people get the news out faster than the news stations. But every blog site on the internet known to man have released this footage.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now.
Check it out.
It's like if the news was a couple years ago.
Girl involved in you? Yeah. Oh, yeah, she the one with transferred. Yeah, she the one that driving them. Yeah. They get them sick. They had a warrant out for them. I think it was like some point million dollars. Man, oh yeah, they had a warrant out. She's still in the stuff? No, they don't put her in the car.
See, everybody still a girl.
Yeah, they don't put her in the car. Yeah, they don't put her in the car.
Let me, y'all know, let's get in this. I'm going right here.
Livingston, Texas. We live in Livingston, y'all. They caught the people that killed them folks in Fort Worth in Livingston, Texas. We on film, y'all. Fort Worth, Texas. Look at them Fort Worth Crescent Law. Way down here in Livingston, y'all. Look. Fort Worth, Texas. Fort Worth, Texas, y'all. Hey, to Fort Worth, Texas. Fort Worth, Texas, y'all. We live out here in Livingston, Texas, man. They got the people that killed that young girl and her father. They got them in Livingston, Texas. They got them in Livingston, Texas. They're at the Shell station. They got them. Fort Worth, Texas. We live, y'all. Got Fort Worth County down here in Livingston, Texas. They got them. They got them, y'all. They got them. They got them. They got them, y'all. They got them. Yeah, they got them. Fort Worth, Texas in the eye, y'all. With all these laws at this store. Fort Worth, Texas. Fort Worth, Texas, y'all. We live in Fort Worth, Texas. They got them. They got them, y'all. They got them. Way down here in Livingston, Texas. They got them, y'all. They got the people that killed. They got these two.
After the police released the identity of the suspects and gave us details on the background, the community was pissed yesterday. These guys was released and given chances to be free on charges that others would have received years in jail for. Police said Robinson is a convicted ex-offender who was released from the Texas Department of Justice in August. His prior convictions include the sexual assault of a 55-year-old woman in 2021 and failure to comply with sex offender registration requirements in 2022, according to the Department and Texas Sex Offender Registry. Russell also has previously convictions including assault this year, assault of a pregnant woman in 2023, and a weapon charge in 2022. Police said they're scared, they're cowards, they're hiding. We ask the public, please, you know where they are? Let us know. Forest Hill Police Chief David Hernandez said during the news conference, and it looked like the community has allegedly spoke. Like I just showed y'all earlier in the video, allegedly, these two suspects have been arrested and the female have been detained. It was alleged that she was the driver and they was the passenger, 3 hours away from Fort Worth and Livingston. Y'all get in the comments and tell me what you think about this situation. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on all post notifications. It's free. Do it for me.
Yeah. That's Fort Worth. That's who we're looking for him. Yeah, they killed some folk Monday night.
Oh.
Yeah, a boy and his daughter.
Dang, I need to take
And his kid, 5-year-old kid. Yeah, she thought I had programmed that. Huh? I was talking to him. Talking to that lady. Yeah. No, she thought I
had what you doing?
I didn't feel it.
You could have filmed her.
Put him on your, put him in place. The daughter. He said, "What you doing? What you doing?" I was just,
You can't stop it. You can't stop. They can't stop you from filming.
Yeah.
They cannot stop you from filming. This is open. What they say? What they said?
No, she thought I had filmed that girl.
But you could have. They can stop you
I
from
know
filming
it.
nobody. Just like if the news was a couple of years ago.
Girl involved in it too?
Oh yeah, she the one with transferred. Yeah, she the one to driving them. Yeah. They get them sick. They had a warrant out for them. I think it was like some point $1 million. Man. Oh yeah, they had a warrant out.
She's still in the stove?
No, they don't put her in the car.
Everybody's still a girl.
Yeah, they don't put her in the car. Yeah, they don't put her in the car.
Let me, y'all know, let's get this. I'm going over here.
Livingston, Texas. We live in Livingston, y'all. They caught the people that killed the folks in Fort Worth in Livingston, Texas. We on film, y'all. Fort Worth, Texas. Look at the Fort Worth Crescent Law. Way down here in Livingston, y'all. Look. Fort Worth, Texas. Fort Worth, Texas, y'all. Hey, to Fort Worth, Texas. Fort Worth, Texas, y'all. We live out here in Livingston, Texas, man. They got the people that killed that young girl and her father. They got them in Livingston, Texas. They got them in Livingston, Texas. Here at the Shell station. They got them. Fort Worth, Texas. We live, y'all. We got Fort Worth County down here in Livingston, Texas. They got them. They got them, y'all. They got them. They got them. They got them, y'all. They got them. Yep, they got them. Fort Worth, Texas in the house, y'all. Look at all these laws at this store. Fort Worth, Texas. Fort Worth, Texas, y'all. We live in Fort Worth, Texas. They got them. They got them, y'all. They got them. Way down here in Livingston, Texas. They got them, y'all. They got the people that killed. They got these two boys that killed that girl in Fort Worth, the 5-year-old. They killed her father. They got them down here in Livingston, Texas. We on the map.
Hey, that we on the map, yeah, bro. He said we on the map.
Livingston, Texas, we on the map.
Promo alert today is I ain't Will Smith. And let them know. Hey, look, I don't know.
Yeah, so shit got real, shit got real, praise up, praise up to them, praise up to the family, praise up to everybody involved in this situation, life's what you make it, you can love, you can't hate it, you hope you're in the elevator, who's elevated, God's elevator, on the way to the top, you heard angels in our outfield, hoping that I rock with the King X, don't forget the Kennedy, he's doing his middleman much right here on YouTube, we conducting ourselves in the most highest, we're building our 2025 pyramids right here, GG's, the dollars, hyenas, you heard, Scuba Dollars, one for Scuba Steve, you know what I'm saying, stay more aware than ever, stay coherent of the shadows, life's what you make it, life got meaning, so act like it, that's a fact, GG.